Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. And
Good morning, ma'am.
good morning. So, today, this was something very interesting, though I think we have spoken about it earlier also. But it came back about understanding boundaries and self respect. Right. So, what happens is there is a time, that comes in your life that there is a quiet realization that we often call kindness. But actually, that is sometimes just an unspoken abandonment. How? We misunderstand boundaries. We think they are harsh. We will think that, if I keep my boundaries, they will push people away. We think saying no will make us difficult, us selfish, or us unlovable. And so, what do? We adjust. We over explain. We overgive. And sometimes we overstay. Let me know if it resonates with you. You can give me a thumbs up or something. And this is not because we don't know better, but because we have been conditioned to believe that being accepted is more important than being authentic. So, what happens? Self respect then quietly starts dissolving. Not in one big moment, but in small, repeated compromises. So, how does it look in real life? You may want to know. So, let's say you are attending a gathering or a meeting or a party where even your body is asking for rest, but you go because you don't want to disappoint anyone. You keep listening, supporting, and holding space for someone even when you are emotionally totally drained, because you believe saying, I need space is rude, right? You say it's okay when someone hurts you, just to avoid an uncomfortable conversation. You respond instantly to messages, even when you need time, because you feel guilty making others wait. You tolerate behavior that doesn't sit right with you, other people's behavior. And you tell yourself, maybe I'm the one who's overreacting. Pooja, can you switch off your mic, please?
Yes, ma'am. My son. Oh, sorry.
So as I said, you respond instantly because you feel you tolerate other people's behavior that doesn't sit right with you because you feel that maybe I'm the one who's overreacting. You explain your decisions again and again, hoping others will finally validate what you already know is right. But they're not respecting you. I mean, they're not listening to you, right? You're just going on saying it again and again and again. And then you feel shortchanged, you feel disrespected, you feel humiliated, you feel unloved, you feel neglected. So many things start happening. And somewhere inside you, your own consciousness or that voice whispers, what about me? So, boundaries are not rejection, they are recognition. Remember that. They are the awareness that your energy is not unlimited. Your emotional space is not public property, and your inner peace is not negotiable. Self-respect is not loud. What is self-respect? It is a quiet decision to no longer betray yourself, even in the smallest ways. But we store all this. We store the results of all the neglected self-respect or not creating those boundaries within ourselves. And they get stored mostly in the major chakras, from where they disseminate into whichever chakra is supposed to be meant for it. So, what are we going to do today? Today, with each chakra, the 7 major chakras, let us try and get that part of us back, which can help us understand what boundaries mean, which makes us understand what self-respect means and is important for us. And so today, this meditation is an invitation to gently return to yourself, not by fighting the world, but by choosing yourself within it. Yeah? So close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe deeply, hold softly, exhale slowly. Breathe in, calling your energy back. Hold. Release the need to please. I'll repeat. Breathe in, calling your energy back. Hold. Release the need to please. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you breathe in and breathe out slowly, let your shoulders drop. Feel your body and mind relaxing, letting go of all the tensions, points that you feel are there in your body. And let your breath keep being the guide as you breathe in and breathe out. Return to normal breathing. Invoke your healing masters, healing guides, healing angels, your higher consciousness, radical consciousness, love consciousness, prosperity consciousness, your teachers, mentors, gurus, and guides. Seek their guidance, seek their assurance, seek their support, seek their partnership as you help navigate yourself on the journey of life by clearing each chakra level of all that which restricts you, to appreciate, accept, and acknowledge your self-respect and also your boundaries. As you journey on to connect to the prime resource energy. Collect all your personal thoughts wherever they are scattered in the universe. See them centering you. And as you feel centered and aligned, we begin the recitation. You can say it with me or after me. And I will go by each chakra. So when I say the name of the chakra, focus all your energy to that chakra and feel it getting encased by the energy of radical consciousness. Take a deep breath in and bring your focus to the root chakra. I am safe to choose myself. I transform and transcend the fear of losing others when I honor myself. I transform and transcend the fear of losing others when I honor myself. I transform and transcend the fear of losing others when I honor myself. I transform and transcend the need to abandon myself to belong. I transform and transcend the need to abandon myself to belong. I transform and transcend the need to abandon myself to belong. I transform and transcend instability by grounding into my worth. I transform and transcend instability by grounding into my worth. I transform and transcend instability by grounding into my worth. I transform and transcend survival patterns that ignore my needs. I transform and transcend survival patterns that ignore my needs. I transform and transcend survival patterns that ignore my needs. Now just pause, breathe in, and feel supported at the root chakra. And now take another breath in and shift your focus and the energy of radical consciousness to your sacral chakra, which says, I honor my emotional space. I transform and transcend guilt when I say no. I transform and transcend guilt when I say no. I transform and transcend guilt when I say no. I transform and transcend emotional overgiving. I transform and transcend emotional overgiving. I transform and transcend emotional overgiving. I transform and transcend the belief that my needs are too much. I transform and transcend the belief that my needs are too much. I transform and transcend the belief that my needs are too much. I transform and transcend attachment to being liked by everyone. I transform and transcend my attachment to the thought to being liked by everyone. I transform and transcend my attachment to the thought of being liked by everyone. Take another deep breath. Just pause and allow your emotions to exist freely. Sense that happening at your sacral chakra. And now, shift your attention to your solar plexus chakra. See the energy of radical consciousness flowing through the solar plexus chakra, which says, I stand in my power. I transform and transcend the need to explain my boundaries. I transform and transcend the need to explain my boundaries. I transform and transcend the need to explain my boundaries. I transform and transcend my people-pleasing habits. I transform and transcend my people-pleasing habits. I transform and transcend my people-pleasing habits. I transform and transcend self-doubt in all my decisions. I transform and transcend self-doubt in all my decisions. I transform and transcend self-doubt in all my decisions. I transform and transcend fear of judgment by choosing my truth. I transform and transcend fear of judgment by choosing my truth. I transform and transcend my fear of judgment by choosing my truth. Take a deep breath. Feel your solar chakra. Feel your strength. Feel the positive attitude. Feel that yes, you can stand in your power. And now shift your focus to your heart chakra. Feel the energy of radical consciousness expanding it. Because the heart chakra is telling you, I love without losing myself. I transform and transcend overextending in the name of love. I transform and transcend overextending in the name of love. I transform and transcend overextending in the name of love. I transform and transcend the belief that love requires self-sacrifice. I transform and transcend the belief that love requires self-sacrifice. I transform and transcend the belief that love requires self-sacrifice. I transform and transcend giving from my emptiness. I transform and transcend giving from my emptiness. I transform and transcend giving from my emptiness. I transform and transcend my emotional exhaustion. I transform and transcend my emotional exhaustion. I transform and transcend my emotional exhaustion. Take a deep breath with your focus on the heart chakra. See its expansion and also feel it softening into balanced love. See the balance happening. See the balance happening without losing yourself. And now shift your focus through your throat chakra. See radical consciousness energy surrounding it. As the throat chakra tells you, I speak my truth freely. I transform and transcend silence when my truth needs expression. I transform and transcend silence when my truth needs expression. I transform and transcend silence when my truth needs expression. I transform and transcend fear of confrontation. I transform and transcend my fear of confrontation. I transform and transcend my fear of confrontation. I transform and transcend my hesitation in expressing my needs. I transform and transcend my hesitation in expressing my needs. I transform and transcend my hesitation in expressing my needs. I transform and transcend my discomfort in saying no. I transform and transcend my discomfort in saying no. I transform and transcend my discomfort in saying no. Sense your throat chakra vibrating. Feel the pulsation. Feel the thought that you said that I speak my truth freely, getting activated. Feel your voice becoming clear. And now, shift your attention to your third eye chakra. Feel it being surrounded with the energy of radical consciousness. As the chakra tells you, I see clearly. I transform and transcend confusion about what is right for me. I transform and transcend confusion about what is right for me. I transform and transcend confusion about what is right for me. I transform and transcend my old patterns of overgiving. I transform and transcend my old patterns of overgiving. I transform and transcend my old patterns of overgiving. I transform and transcend external validation as my guide. I transform and transcend my need for external validation as my guide. I transform and transcend my need for external validation as my guide. I transform and transcend all illusions of obligations. I transform and transcend all illusions of obligation. I transform and transcend all illusions of obligation. See your third eye chakra opening up. All the dust and the clouds and the films that were surrounding it getting cleared. And trust your inner clarity. Take a deep breath and shift your focus to your crown chakra. See the chakra being blessed by the universal consciousness with the support of radical consciousness. As the chakra tells you, I am aligned with my truth. I transform and transcend disconnection from my inner wisdom. I transform and transcend disconnection from my inner wisdom. I transform and transcend disconnection from my inner wisdom. I transform and transcend the need to be everything for everyone. I transform and transcend my need to be everything for everyone. I transform and transcend my need to be everything for everyone. I transform and transcend my resistance to honoring myself. I transform and transcend my resistance to honoring myself. I transform and transcend my resistance to honoring myself. I transform and transcend into alignment with my highest self. I transform and transcend into alignment with my highest self. I transform and transcend into alignment with my highest self. Take a deep breath. Feel the pulsation of your crown chakra. Feel that stillness expand. Feel your connect and alignment happening. And now take another deep breath to understand what is the guidance coming to us from our higher consciousness. Absorb these messages. Each time you choose yourself, You are not creating distance, you are creating truth. Not everyone will understand your boundaries because not everyone has learned to honor their own. But your path is not to be understood, it is to be aligned. Release the need to be seen as good and step into being real. Your energy is sacred, your peace is sacred, your truth is sacred. And when you honor it, you teach the world how to honor you too. So, walk gently, but do not step back from yourself again. Take another deep breath as the consciousness guides you. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe in deeply. And say, with soul's love, I transform and transcend all that disconnects me from my truth. With soul's love, I honor my boundaries with clarity and grace. With soul's love, I stand rooted in self-respect, aligned with my highest self. With soul's love, I transform and transcend all that disconnects me from my truth. With soul's love, I honor my boundaries with clarity and grace. With soul's love, I stand rooted in self-respect, aligned with my highest self. Take a deep breath. Feel yourself receiving all the abundance. Feel every chakra, every cell, every muscle, every tissue, every organ of your body pulsating and vibrating with these guidance today. See yourself aligning completely from the root chakra to the crown chakra. Feel yourself in a sense of fulfillment. And when you feel completely fulfilled, take a deep breath. Massage your palms, massage your scalp, cup your eyes, massage your face, massage your body, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your body, your legs, your feet. And return to the here and now. Take your time. I know there are two hands raised already, and I would still say any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions that surfaced, any understanding, any eureka moment, anything that happened. Please do share. It's good for all of us to know. Yeah. So, yes, Revati.
When you were working on the heart chakra, operating from emptiness, from that moment of time, my left knee started hurting. And my thumb, this nail, it started hurting. There was some pain before, but now it intensified. And it kept on, the knee pain kept on getting intensifying. It was like pricking and all sort of emotions were happening in my left knee. And at the end of it, my left knee has become calm. But my right shoulder has started hurting. And this thumb portion, this nail part, it is still hurting a lot, pulsating actually.
Awesome. So,
And there's a
yeah,
heaviness in my head.
heaviness can be because there is so much of energy that you have been filled in right now. At the crown chakra level, it all goes and kind of gets disconnected. That's why we tell you to massage your face, your body, your scalp, etc., so that it can
Mm.
spread everywhere. Okay,
Mm.
that's one
Mm.
thing. Secondly, because now you have very focused points where you're feeling the pain, look up the body talk and find the answers because this is exactly what your body is telling you. All the stored energies of boundaries and maybe losing self respect where it has impacted you most. Okay, so it will be there. Read up the body talk to the exact points and you'll find your answers there, and that should help you. And you got your
Thank
need
you.
reached, yeah, it's fantastic. There's something, the
Mm.
resistance to walk forward, move forward with love and
Mm.
grace was maybe lacking in some area which you or I may not know. But then that got cleared, correct? Now look up the other
Mm.
2 points and find your answers. Thank you, Revati.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Sagari?
Yes, I just wanted to thank you so much for this recitation because everything that you mentioned, I have gone through at some point or the other.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm stepping more and more into my truth and, having more boundaries and self respect. And yes, it was, like a synchronization of everything that happened. And it brought up a lot of memories of how things were and how things are now. And so I acknowledge myself and you for having, you know, done this recitation because it really shows me how much I have grown and, the journey that I have taken over time. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Sagari. This is beautiful. And when you say, about the truth, the truth doesn't mean that you have become arrogant. The truth just means that you have now accepted and understood who you are and how much you can allow your energetic space. Boundaries doesn't mean literally pushing people out. There would be certain people in your life that are there and they will remain there. Maybe they have been planted karmically in your life. Maybe they were there to teach you all the brilliance. Maybe the circumstances which may also be the reason for boundaries were created for you to, you means all of us, to understand that what it means to then now expand myself, etc. So, yeah, we have to be accepting, as you said, of everything. So, people just remember one thing when I say boundaries, I'm talking of the energetic spaces that you need to operate. Till where will you allow your aura, your self respect, your honor to be extended? It's literally like saying this far, no further. Which doesn't mean that you're not allowing the other person who was maybe till here, till yesterday, but today you have put him there, which is fine. It's okay. So you also are in a comfortable space, you're aligned, you know how much you want to give or not to give, you know how much you want to do or not to do, and the other person starts honoring it. I'll give you an example that, sometimes people just take it for granted. Oh, so and so will do it. Let's say, okay, Aarti will do it. Aarti will do it. Aarti. And Aarti has been doing it quietly and, sort of getting really frustrated. One fine day, Aarti says, I'm sorry, I will not do it. So that comes as a shock to everyone. How can she refuse? She's been doing it for so many years. How can she refuse now? But Aarti says very clearly, no, I'm sorry, I won't do it anymore. You have been taught enough, or you've been given enough, or you've been, guided enough. Do it yourself. Right? So what happens? Next time the instinct comes, okay, Aarti will do it, they'll stop. No, no, no. Aarti said no. They may not like it because they don't respect themselves. But after a few times, they'll realize, okay, Aarti will not do it, I need to do it myself. So what has happened? You have regained your self-respect. It is nothing about arrogance. It's nothing about, behavioral patterns. The others will perceive it, perception. Why? Because they need to grow out of their patterns. Because we know everything is a mirror. So if they're seeing you as arrogant, as you as bullish, or you as, very dominant, or whatever it is, it's because you are holding it all inside you and you are reacting to what is being done to you. No, not needed. Thank you, Sagari, for your inputs. They were very, very helpful for all of us. Yes, Manideepa?
Yeah, hi, good morning, and
Good morning.
thanks. I should not say thanks. I don't know what to say. Means the during the whole recitation, it was like I'm going through some turmoil, from the root chakra to the crown chakra. Till that crown chakra, everything was like very much resembling with me. And today morning also I was searching some questions. Some questions are there in my mind, and the answers were there in my chakras. So मैं इसको बार बार सुन सकती हूँ क्या?
आप इसको 1000 बार सुनो, कोई मना नहीं है. क्योंकि देखो, when the soul finds, it's like in a dark night, in the ship is on the sea, going through many storms, right? पानी में बाढ़ आई हुई है, तूफान आया हुआ है, और शिप को पता नहीं है रास्ता किधर है. सडनली सामने एक लाइट दिखती है, हल्की सी दिख रही है, उसको समझ नहीं आता कि ये सितारा है या लाइट हाउस है. बट समथिंग गाइड्स द शिप कि चलो उस डायरेक्शन में चलते हैं. द कैप्टन ऑफ द शिप टेक्स इट इन दैट डायरेक्शन, राइट? उसको लग रहा है कि वो पास है, पहुंच जाएगा, बट टाइम लग रहा है. But ultimately it comes closer and realizes, yes, that was my guide. It was the guiding light to bring me to the safer shores. Correct? Same
Yeah.
way, the recitation, if it has resonated with you and you feel that you want to do it again and again, why not? Because your chakras, your consciousness, your awareness, and your wisdom and your higher consciousness are all working together to make you understand that, yes, this is what your soul needs. So why not? Go ahead, do it as many times as you want. It will be there. The recording will be there. You can listen to it as many times as you want, right?
Yeah, okay. And what I'm forgetting, what
कोई बात नहीं. याद आ जाएगा तो you can let me know. Let me listen to others also in the meantime.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm reading the chat. So it says, Asha says, fantastic. Shweta, thank you. Saifa, thank you. Pooja, grateful. Renuka, love the whole recitation. Thank you, Renuka. Midhu says, yesterday I felt dishonored and couldn't sleep properly. A couple of nightmares. Also, so restless. But today I joined late without knowing its chakra recitation, but could relate so much and understood universe is taking care of me, guiding me through you. Yes, Midhu, universe is always listening. So just remember that. Okay. Thank you, Snigdha. Thank you. Anyone else? Anything else would like to add? Okay. So thank you everyone for being here, and have a great day, and see you tomorrow for the recitation at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.